Shall we? Dalton McKenzie, our first Coyote of the evening out of Williston. 5th in 2017, 3rd in 2018. He's hoping the trend continues. Goes up by 2, looking for first against the St. Mary's St. Drew Steidler.
Oh, Steidler is dominant. He won last year, so we're gonna. Oh, he took second last year, but I tell you what, Steidler is tough. He's been sharpening his skills with Barnhart all year long. Last couple years. Always an interesting story with the Steidlers. They can have wrestlers on all sides of Bismarck. Not that his dad has had kids with other people or nothing, but for some reason, St. Mary's being a private school.
Yeah.
He's had Bismarck High. His other brother, state champion wrestling out of the University of Mary, basically took his red shirt this last week. Wrestling in a duel, came up with a big victory, and they're coming up at the end of the year. His youngest brother's an 8th grader up at Horizon, which actually is on the north side of town, which he could officially go to Century, but it sounds like he'd go to St. Mary's. So he'd have a kid Bismarck High, Century, and the St. Mary's Saints. That'd be kind of difficult as a parent.
Yeah.
What color do I wear this week?
What color and who do I root for, especially in the sports like this? Football was a little easier.
Steidler already with a quick takedown here.
Makes it 2-0. Steidler wearing the green here on the scoreboard.
And he's a spitting image of his dad when he was that age. It's kind of funny how it is.
Been a phenomenal year for Drew Steidler. First in Rapid City, first at the Lions, first at the WDA. He's looking for one last first.
Yes, it's crazy how it goes. This generation gets way more matches. We'd end the year with 30 matches. These guys get almost 50.
Yeah.
It's a little different. Their competition level, though, is high caliber when they're traveling out of state, going to Rapid City. Some of these teams go down to Aberdeen. The Rumble itself, tough tournaments.
Yeah, they are. And you get to some of these brackets now, these middleweights, and the brackets are just deeper. I mean, I think 152 is the deepest bracket we had, but you can look at this one, 32-45, and go up and down. This guy could win it, this guy could win it, this guy could win it. And there are certain exceptions. We'll talk about one in our next match. But ultimately, I mean, the quality across the state has been a lot of fun to watch.
Yes. A lot of good wrestlers out there. Coaches are doing a great job preparing them for this level.
And you're seeing the East catch up as well. You look at that 126 bracket we just went through. There were a ton of East kids. Yes, the top 2 were ultimately out of Century and Bismarck High. But you're seeing that East intrusion with it spreading across the state. For now, it is the 2-0 lead for the guy from further east in the West. That's Drew Steidler.
Ooh, got 1 point here. Doing that short city, kind of had an underhook and a half on, and then it must have touched the side of the face there.
Right at the end. 1 point for the face shot. So it'll be 2-1 the lead for SMCHS's Drew Steidler. And Drew will take down.
Well, McKenzie's a senior, so, he's going to give it all. He's very fast. It's one of his benefits. It kind of helped him in the semifinals. Strong's got a little chicken wing on Steidler here. Now, this is usually potentially dangerous. Got to watch this. Oh, he did slide his arm through. But one of the things the coach says, now let's go to your best moves all match long. If you have a good chicken wing, if you got a good double, don't try anything crazy to start. But guess what? You've been working a great high crotch, great single all year. Let's do that. So let's go back to our fundamentals. What have we been practicing? Steidler, good job getting a little escape here.
Makes it 3-1.
Kenzie going after him, trying to get that takedown. Again, you're going to watch heavy hands. This is St. Mary's, like I said before. You're going to see snaps, and their coaches are saying, pick up the pace. Watch heavy on his head. There it is. See, heavy on the head. Once they go heavy on the head, the guy pops up a little bit. You're going to make some space. The wrestler has to be very solid with his technique to not get adjusted to that. They want to pound him to tire him out. Now, you see he's got kind of a front hit here, but he's really deep. Ooh. Just before Will is going to do a little drag there, a little sucker drag.
Stalemate, reset. Steidler quickly to a knee.
Oh, a little shot here, single.
McKenzie driving. And a do battle here with St. Mary's Drew Steidler. Steidler quickly back to his feet and back down.
Now what he's trying to do is get this up on his thigh, trying to get his ankle up there. Once he does that, all he does is have to reach across, get the other ankle. It's just, now see, we don't have a great angle on this with the camera, but what he's doing is he's getting it low and he says, get it up on his thigh. And all he has to do is swim the arm around. There he goes.
Steidler looking to lock it in too.
He's still kind of high out of position here.
The 5-1 lead. And Drew Steidler knows he's only got 20 seconds.
But he does have an Iowa on this far side. Kenzie needs to knee slide, try to get that out. Kind of a little keyhole, but oh man, it's wrenching his knee in this far side.
And locked up. And now the sole goal of Dalton McKenzie is to get 1 point here in the next 8 seconds.
Yeah, he's not out of it yet. He definitely has a chance to score here. Oh, got his arm caught.
Got him. A quick move by Drew Steidler denies the escape to Dalton McKenzie, and we go to the third period. It's a 4-point lead for Steidler.
On his feet, pounding the head. There's his shot.
Steidler driving.
Oh, his shot percentage is going up too.
Yeah.
Another St. Mary's wrestler.
Absolutely.
Oh, there's a move.
McKenzie dang near got a chance, and instead it's 2 points delivered again for Drew Steidler.
Man, that had to been just a strength move because he was out of position. How he got out of that. McKenzie had a shot there to score.
And now it's Steidler asserting himself. We're going to hold on for these final 80 seconds. A whistle, and we go back to the Farmers Union logo in the middle. Steidler, the runner-up in last year's state tournament.
He's going to do a lot of pressure forward here. Try to work a wing. Nope, let's see. He's got an Iowa on this side. You might call this a stalling right here pretty quick here.
Yeah.
Call it potentially dangerous.
Potentially dangerous there with that ankle.
And people use that as a breakdown too, kind of like an extra hand back there. You're lifting that ankle up.
Yeah.
Wrestlers, good wrestlers work every limb.
Any advantage you can, especially when it's two wrestlers of this caliber.
Again, he's working that Iowa. Oh, shorts it back. Kenzie trying to get out.
Kenzie to a belly. Steidler riding him again. Steidler trying to take hold of that wrist and finish this thing off in the third period.
He's trying to get that arm behind his back. I don't know why he's thinking that's potentially dangerous. Nothing wrong there. He's just making sure he's watching it.
Yep, keeping an eye on it.
Trying to stack him up over the top of that. He's working that far ankle back there too, lifting on the one side.
Working the ankle in the back, working the head in the front. Steidler.
He's got the arm behind his back.
A full performance here by the top seed out of St. Mary's. Drew Steidler pushing this thing in the final 15 seconds.
Yeah, it's hard to call a guy from stalling when he's still working the arms back.
Yeah.
He's not really getting off the side. He's taking a look at the clock.
Does take a look at the clock there. That's a bit of a tell. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yep.
He's a veteran. He was second in the state last year. He's first this year at 132. Drew Steidler, state champ.
Control match.
A good one. It's a 6-point victory, and Drew Steidler brings another to Bismarck, this time for SMCHS. They're done over at the B as well, which means we will go back to the podium. This is for 126. Another incredibly tight matchup there between the two Bismarck kids, Redens and Bays.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,